drive of the game for the Buckeyes. George with a nice gain on first down of maybe 7 yards. And with 3 wideouts still on the ground, George with the first down inside the 20. 12 yards for George, dragged down by Omar. Second and goal. George. Touchdown. Possession. Lewis in motion, and again they get Eddie George the ball. Close for a first down near the 30-yard line on his ninth carry of the game already. It's an accustomed spot for them. George has been the workman of this first quarter, and he carries on what will probably be the last play. Galloway in the slot right, out of the eye. George straight up and in. Again. On again, George. 6 yards to the 46. The tackle by...
It gives him all kinds of muscle to the left. George looking for daylight. Slants off, he's got it. Dick, they cannot stop this formation. It's jumbo, and Sualua is also coming to block. They show a running formation, and they'll run with it. It's George inside the 10. Thompson.
That's what they do best, Brent.
Is in trouble on this Saturday. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Back at fullback. Glenn is in motion, and here comes George. Off left tackle for about 8 yards, and Malloy cleaning up with Chorick, and let's see the stimming being done. The Huskies ready with that big front. They expected George would break the tackle. George with some great power running to the 36-yard line. Glenn is your motion receiver. This is George again on a cut back in Aliaga. And again, George won't let that first man wrap him up. He is whipping linebackers down there in the middle.
Unless they're lucky.
They'll run George sweep left. Hole is there. George on a cutback. And he slams for the first down to the 6-yard. Number 99, one of the down linemen. George now forced back to the inside. Breaks a tackle again. And he makes it to the 38-yard.
Great smile, too, doesn't he, Dick?
Yes, he does. There's that sweep again.
He's got daylight. To 23-yard line, and the old power sweep with George here. It's a fake. They bring George around off the corner. George on a wingback spot. George dives for the first down. He's got it.
From time to time, too, hasn't he? Stanley over to the right. Here's
George outside. George, he busts it. George to the 30, now to the 20, and out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Coach Tony went to the funeral on the West Coast today. Here for the Buckeyes.
Touchdown, George. And the Bucks can finish it off. Here's George. Daylight. George. Touchdown, Ohio State.
No blue jersey, no blue helmets, good stiff arm. There's Malloy. We wondered where he was. He just took it to mush. Good straight arm right there.
That's 175 yards on the day for Eddie George. Oh, payback is something, Jack. George to the... Oh.
Yeah, here they come.
Look out, running room for George. That should do it. That should boost him over 200 yards on the day. Eddie George, 206 yards for the Ohio State tailback. He marches into consideration for the Heisman Trophy here this afternoon in Columbus.
The deep back. The Irish show a 4-man defensive front. George with the ball over the left side. He finds daylight. He finds the first down. He runs to the 43-yard line before Alan Rossum brings him down. Speed burners at the wide positions, and Hoying's first pass is swung out to Eddie George. 2 people waiting for him. He skips one, runs over the other, and picks up 8 yards. Today in his role primarily as defensive coordinator, and he's got himself quite a chore to stop this Ohio State football. Eddie George, daylight in the middle. Down to the 10, and it's first and goal, Ohio State. Yard line of Notre Dame. Eddie George with some daylight on the left side. Stuttered a little bit. And if he'd have taken the first hold that was available to him, he'd have been better off. But he... Hoying on first down. Pressure, throws it out to George. George out there, wiggling around. Makes one missing, two missing. The third man gets it. This is George faking the reverse, keeping it, and picking up a first down at midfield. Here's the deep man. He's got the ball. And he's up to the 17. Picked up from about 6 yards. Proof of it. More than one. This is Eddie George turning the corner. Down. From the 20-yard line. Eddie George finds a hold. Sean Wooden runs him down, but it's a big one for Eddie. George back in. Great backs get stronger as the day goes on. Eddie George. Touchdown. Now the Buckeyes will try to kill the clock as George veers outside, runs for the markers a little bit short. Ohio State starts this possession at 4. Fun. No, I haven't had it done, but I've had a lot of C6 trouble. Eddie George. And it's on the other side. And the throw. Passes away. Pass is caught by George. And Eddie will have a first down as he gets it up to the 32-yard line. It's George. And Eddie George is out to the 30. And very close to a first down on the carry. At Calhoun checks in at fullback, leading the blocking for Eddie George when he bounces outside and goes for 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 yards. Another first down. And 9. And it's George. And Eddie George steps out of the hands of the would-be tackler. He got away from Brian Miller, number 34, who's seemingly 32. Hoying hands it to Eddie George. He looks over that right side and found enough room to pick up 11 more yards. And so Hoying back to the sideline. George takes one away from Nelson and keeps on pounding up the sidelines. And finally Kim Herring knocks him out of bounds. 25-21 Penn State. Eddie George to the 5. That's a pickup of right at 7 yards. Eddie George, touchdown.
Beyond that 50-yard line, and they don't have a great punting game.
Eddie George starting to run free. Breaks it on the left side. All the way out to the 33-yard line. And they're moving the ball extremely well on the ground, Dick. They're blocking that front beautifully. And George now is starting to pile up big yards.
Big yards. You see, they brought the wing back.
Has slipped into that rush linebacker spot. And George is gone. 15. 5 to the 3-yard line. There was nobody over here on the right side to defend it. Right now, here they come, right back up the middle, and George just breaks off for another big gain to the 30-yard line. Hey, this could be, hello, Heisman Trophy, where you been? This man's on fire today. George to the left, just steps outside. Tillman throwing a block, and it's another first down. Well, you get a wide receiver throwing a block downfield. Decided during the bowl picture. Here's George. George swings to the left side. Foot race. George smashes to the 2-yard line. And Ricky Dudley clearing the way again. At Purdue. The handoff by Hoynes to George in a foot race, and he gets away. George is gone. Eddie George putting up more Heisman Trophy numbers.
Almost gets him there. right there, but he can't get him down. He runs out of it. Total domination at the point of attack. Good offensive blocking by the left side. Jamie Sumner, 72, Orlando Pace, touchdown.
Tommy Frazier, it's your turn, buddy. And George slants. First down, 25. Passes his way to the 18 and draws closer and closer to Byers' record. State rushing record for the moment. He adds to it. George slams to the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, baby, what a run. They'd love to deny the Buckeyes. Touchdown. You know who this time as a receiver. Oh, nice. Here comes George. Hello, 300. Eddie George following his blocker. And George is free inside the 10.
Face
mask penalty coming down.
Audible. That's fouled up play.
Touchdown Buckeyes as Eddie George squirts into the end zone. George set in the eye behind Sualua. Here he comes, left side, big hole. Orlando Pace blows it open. 10 seconds to go.
Here's the draw.
George responding to the challenge issued by Graham. He's at midfield. George, of course, the running back, as he has been all game. His last one for Ohio State.
See, when you get in two tight ends, you force the front to remain stable. And the offensive league can look up there and you can see which gap you want to attack.
Good cushion now. Buckeyes have to drive for the 6. George makes a good catch to the 47-yard line.